All right. I don't know why I was going to go read. I didn't write the bars. Let's see how this goes. But I can go off the top. I don't need to write it down all the time. What's going on with this agitated look on your face, playboy? Hey, man. Catch these bars, man. Conclusion. This is going to be the best freestyle yet. Yeah. Look. I came back to get the money. I ain't ever acting funny. I crash it out like a dummy. I still roll with the fat tummy. I'm still smoking on a blunt. I never ever been a punk. These all know what's up. They know I'm about to make a buck. I'm out here with CT. Conclusion on the cameras. I'm about to come and blam ya. I'm still riding in pajamas. Riding down in the street. I still be riding in the beat. I'm trying to get on the keto diet, so I'll be eating hella beef. Oh, should I say pause? I be rolling with my dogs. You want a beef, you catch the paws. You better catch them in the paws. But I never been a lady. Double like Slim Shady. I grew up in the 80s. Everybody wanna hate me, but you really can't take me. Up and out the game, no. I still got the damn flame flow. You know I'm about to get the game broke. Jump it off. Still going, then I bump it off. This about to be the Justice League and the 4th episode. Bump it off. I think that went okay.
That was great.
Okay.
Those were bars.
Hey, man.
That was a great job.
Hey, man, how you feeling, man? I'm feeling a little bit type of way, man. What's your energy like,
well,
man?
Here's the thing,
This is a temperature check for you. You understand that?
I'm glad you did the temperature
Hey, man, I
check.
do those.
That's a good friend.
You understand
Somebody
that?
to check on your boy.
So you good?
You know, to find out, hey, man.
You good?
How are you?
No. You okay?
Man, I'm great. I want to apologize for being 5 minutes late because we started at 1.
Mm-hmm.
I got here at 1:05, and then y'all proceeded to take a weed break for 7 to 8 minutes, which y'all could have smoked before I got here.
Okay. Perfectly honest,
Yeah.
but you know.
And you weren't ready when we did start after the weed break.
Okay. True indeed. What I like to do moving in my life in 2024 is just accept responsibility. You're right.
No.
No.
You know why I'm not accepting it?
No.
Because I know it was some petty shit with y'all where it was like, man,
really
he's 7 or 8 minutes late.
Let's just do what we gonna do.
Now we're going to wait for him to get
really
in.
wasn't.
Now we're going to start to smoke weed and make this prolong even longer.
I promise you it wasn't like that at all. What we was doing was, I'm not petty like that. You know me better than that. I'm not that kind of a guy. Really what it was we were just sitting here chilling. We were getting everything, set up. There's certain things that we got to do with the cameras and things that you have to have people sitting in the seats. You know this. You've been on set your whole life. So you have to be there. So once we're ready, and I was literally, before you were walking in, what did I do? This is to show you how it is. What did I say before he walked in? I was like, let's mess with him. Let's bust his balls in a sense. Like, let's give him a hard time. So we really weren't tripping. If anything, we're always the one starting late. It's like, let's rib him a little bit. But no, and then smoking, it was just like, nah, let me just, get my element work. I didn't think, 5 or 6 minutes was going to throw your day off.
So let me ask you, do you think it makes more sense to smoke before I get here or after I'm already here ready to record in any circumstance?
Before you get here. Yeah. So that's why I took responsibility in the beginning and said, yeah, you know what? I should have done it like that. That was me taking, accountability. Like, oh no, we probably could have smoked before, and then we could have just been getting the last pieces set up when he got here. Then we could have started.
Ideally, because you know what happens? I don't contribute anything to the setting up of cameras or touching any of the buttons the conclusion touches. So the smoking weed.
Right.
I also don't smoke weed. So
right. So you're just like, well, what am I doing here for this next 5 or 7 minutes? Point duly noted. We'll do our little smoking the devil's lettuce before you get here, and we'll be good to go. And then we could just roll. But I just be wanting you to just hang out a little bit more. That's why I was like, yo, what are you doing half of this, man? We're gonna go eat. Come eat with us.
I got a 3 o'clock.
You always got things.
I do. Here's the thing: how you can be a
try
part
to
of
further
those
yourself.
Things. You can hop on the calendar. Hey, man, next Monday when we record, how about you carve out an extra 2 hours after the show and we kick it?
And just eat and talk.
Let me put that on the calendar.
Okay, because you, to your defense, you did say last episode that you've been doing a lot of calendar things. So that's how to get, if you want to rock with CT, get on the calendar.
Get on the calendar, man. One of the homies hit me and scheduled. First of all, I thought I had a free week after tomorrow, and I do not. It became something that I had tomorrow that I was like, I got to drive to Santa Monica. That got canceled. I'm like, bet, right? Moved up my hair appointment. So that worked out. And then got a show tomorrow night. So it's like, you're busy. And then Thursday got filled up. But anyway, how are
Things
you?
be
man?
happening, man. Life is good. Nah, man, things are great, man. What didn't want to just bring attention to it, but you just brought it up.
Yeah.
What's going on with the hair? It's kind of just doing its thing.
Same thing going on with the glasses. We just, doing,
it's let's just let it be, man. It's just
you look like you're a director with a movie coming out.
A low budget film, though.
So what I want to talk about is Planet of the Pigs.
This is it's a passion project. You understand that?
So you think it's a lot of pigs and they eating, you know. So we talking about keeping people off the swine.
Passion of the pigs.
Passion of the pigs. It's a direct sequel to Babe, Pig in the City.
Babe. They really did make a movie about a pig,
bro.
That shows you how much Hollywood would do. Hollywood would give anything chances before they give black people opportunities.
Let's talk.
They had a show called Dinosaurs when I was growing up.
And it was fire.
Not the mama. What was it?
Not the mama.
Not the mama.
Not the mama.
That was Brothers. That was hilarious. That wasn't good. Alf had a show.
Alf show was fire.
Was Alf fire?
Alf was fire if you were into puppetry. Which I've always loved puppets, bro.
What was the backstory to Alf? It always seemed a little weird to me.
So I watched the reruns. I never caught the initial pilot.
Like how he got there.
Never.
He was just there, just living with the family with witty one-liners.
Witty.
He was from Mars? How did he get here? I think that there was something ominous about the last episode or something. He got murked off or something dark. I think I walked.
Did you ask how did he get here?
How did he?
If he said he's from Mars, do you think he just teleported?
But how did he show up to Earth? What was the journey? They should probably explain this in the pilot episode.
The same way them aliens in Miami got here.
We still ain't found that out.
Man, I don't want to know. Some things you don't even want to know the answer.
Sometimes some things are better left unsaid.
Leave it alone. Like putting a fork in the socket.
Yeah.
You leave it alone, man.
That was the one time I had to whoop Kiara when she was a kid, when she was trying to, you know what I'm saying?
I think every kid tries that.
Why?
Until somebody stops you.
Side note, I'm glad we brought this up. Didn't know this would get brought up. Have you seen, it's be freaking me out. It's that new commercial. It's for the iPhone, but it's the plug socket starts singing because it's sad that the iPhone charger, it's you haven't seen this? And it trips me out because I've always thought that plug sockets look like people. And so it's the eyes and then the mouth, and it's singing this thing, and it's about missing the phone being charged, and it's just the freakiest thing ever because I'm now every time I look at sockets, it's oh my God, it's a weird thing.
In about 40 years, I feel like sockets are going to be phased out. Everything's going to be Bluetooth charged.
Oh yeah, I think that. How far do you think we are from where everybody just wears cameras on them 24/7?
Oh, bro. Remember the Black Mirror
I don't think we're that far away.
Where it was recording memories? I don't think we're far away from anything at all. You didn't see that one?
No, but because the reason why I think that, because I be watching a lot of the police videos where they be pulling people over, and they always be having the body cam on them, and a lot of times when they pulling people over, they be it's on, and it's and then when they're pulling people over, 9 times out of 10 now, people are whipping out their cameras. I got my camera on, so I'm just at what point is it just going? And then you got all these cameras kind of surveying us. I'm just at what point is it just going to be part of what we wear that you always have a camera?
Glad you said it. There are some new glasses out. I won't say the name because they're not paying us, but there are some new glasses out by a company that controls everything that have cameras in the glasses.
Cameras in the glasses?
I'm ordering some in a couple of days.
There are cameras in the... How do you turn the camera on? Boop. You just touch it?
Yep. And you can get your prescription in them, and it's just real glasses, bro. The first person I saw with them was Tony Baker. He came through the crib, and I was like, "Hey, yo, are you recording?" He was like, "Yeah," because the light was on.
And it just records what you...
Records.
And it doesn't look like it's recording at all? You can just...
Well, the light is still in the stages of, you can see the light recording, and which is probably the camera. But it's if the recording is coming from anywhere else in the frames, I'm covering the light up with some tape.
I'm spooked about this thing and where technology is going.
I got something to say, man.
Uh-oh. You kind of look like you had something to say, man. You're all in your phone.
Oh, no, I said everything that I wanted to say to you.
Oh, I'm off the hook.
Yeah, we're good. We're solid.
We're good?
Solid. Boom, boom, boom. Solid as a rock.
Doom, 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 doom.
So last week we had a conversation on the show, and we were was it last? I think it was episode before last. It was episode before last. We were talking about men wearing dresses, comedians.
Yeah.
So here's the thing, man. I post the clips. The clips been going crazy. First of all, everybody subscribe to Justice League podcast on TikTok, and thank you so much for the love, and repost the clips. We love what you're seeing. The gram, we had one that hit hard at like 20-something thousand or 30-something thousand.
Which one was it? When you were talking about the dress stuff?
I don't know if that was the one. I've been posting just like clip. Shout out to Conclusion.
Shout out to Conclusion
for clipping these things. Yeah. Also, maybe look at them before you send them to me, because a couple of them weren't even clips. I'm like,
this just be in the middle. It's no beginning, no end. It's just
one is like 5 minutes. I'm like, this is not a clip. This is a moment. But so I post one of the clips on Facebook.
Okay.
I get a response. This comment, I saw about like 4 comments like these, and this one kind of pissed me off. Comes from this one didn't piss me off. Just listen. LeVar Davis says, "Damn, TC, I rocked with you up until this. No man should wear a dress. Yes, it's acting, but like Katt Williams said, you could have done something else besides the dress. In Hollywood, a black man wearing a dress is for a reason. Tyler Perry could have got a real woman to play Medea. Do men not have morals?" I respond. I say, LeVar Davis, 2 things. First is CT. I don't know how.
I didn't know. I was going to say something. I didn't know. I was like, who's TC?
What are we doing, right? Anyway, my first name isn't Team. My name is right there. So I say it's CT for the millionth time. And watch the entire podcast conversation before you say something wild and ridiculous as you just did. Ooh. This is a clip of a larger conversation. His response, LOL, my bad. On your name, CT, and I'll watch it. I appreciate it. I should have watched it before commenting. This has just been a huge conversation the last few weeks. I got you though, fam. Headed to watch it now. And I appreciate LeVar Davis for showing love and friend of the pod. Friend of the pod. For admitting that, yeah, you're right. I should have watched the whole conversation before I comment. I appreciate that, because there aren't a lot of people who do that. There are so many people that just go off of clips and go their whole opinion. And it's like, if you would have just first of all, people, the purpose of clips is for you to go watch the entire conversation. It's
clickbait. It's bait for you to get yourself up in here and watch this whole thing.
We're also giving you a tease. I'm giving you a little piece of the appetizer before you get the main course. It's for you to hear it.
We letting you get your beak wet.
Yeah. So you have no idea within a clip that next part of the conversation could be what you're saying. We literally covered the gamut on how we feel if you do it, how we feel if you don't, and how you should feel in general of the entire situation. We know that it's an emasculating thing. We know that this thing has been used to break men in general, color, no matter what. But I have always felt that nobody said anything about this until Dave Chappelle said something. And then everybody's like, oh, you shouldn't wear no dress. But we were all laughing throughout the 70s, 80s, and 90s about people wearing dresses and for comedy. And I'll tell you this, I have not done that, but I'm not shaming anybody who's done it. And I'm also not validating anybody to do it. But I will say this, depending on how you raised, your humor is different.
True.
For me, I grew up seeing my uncles and seeing my mom and seeing my sisters, and I saw so many different people be funny. So to me, when I see guys throw a dress on, first of all, funny wins no matter what. There's a whole lot of people who put dresses on, it was trash. But if I see something if I see a woman putting on a man's suit and it's like she's funny, I'm gonna give her props. If I see a man putting on a dress and he's hilarious, I'm gonna give him his props, i.e. an Eddie Murphy for the clumps. But for you to say any judgment for anybody doing something as if your opinion matters on what that person deems as funny is crazy. And especially nothing can be said about somebody feeding their family.
Right. No, and that's the thing that I, it just irritates me. It's almost like, the same conversation that, people were having about like, is Drake hip hop or whatever. It's like, what I'm saying? Like I, as a comedian, as a writer, as an actor, whatever the thing, just like I see, why people, why male comedians will put on a dress, because almost the joke, it's not that you're putting on a dress and now that's funny. That's not the joke. The joke is, I'm a guy and this is how we feel women be acting. Like it's almost like this is our version of how we perceive them to be. And so that becomes a joke and that becomes playing on it. But you said something that was kind of interesting to me. Why do you think that there's a ton of men that we can say dress up as women. Why do you think that there's not ever really women comedians that dress up as men? Is it just like not as funny
There's
as
a million of them. Here's the thing.
that's what I'm saying. I can't remember a ton of I remember Gina a couple times dressing up as a guy. I think on Martin. I think there was a few
Not
episodes.
even just Gina. Like I watch a lot of SNL. I watched Mad TV. I've watched several sketch shows and internet sketch comedy. Like, so you see so many different people have these male characters, and a lot of it is very funny. It's like funny wins. And mind you, I'm saying this conversation as you're watching this. I don't have a dog in a fight.
Right.
I don't wear dresses. I'm not condemning somebody who does. I'm also not condemning somebody who doesn't. It's your personal preference. As a consumer, because I know a lot of you would go off with the comment, oh, what you mean? It don't matter. We the consumers. Okay, cool. We all consume what we like.
Want. Exactly. If you don't want to consume,
then don't
content,
even speak about
but
it.
Yeah, but it doesn't just need to be this great think piece of whether it's right or not. Funny that we're talking.
Wait, before you do that, you got your flashlight on your phone. And two, I'll tell you this. I don't eat Flamin' Hot Cheetos. I'm not their customer. However, I have nothing bad to say about them because I'm not consuming it.
That's a great analogy.
Just keep scrolling. People sometimes are so much more, they make it so much more difficult than it needs to be.
No, and people just want to be a part of the comment. That like even the guy said it, like he didn't even know you're full. I'm so sick of this. Are you really sick of it? Or did you see it a few times when you were scrolling on the internet? Now you too feel the vitriolage,
yes.
You know what I'm saying, or the anger.
I'm gonna start you out on that first one.
Yeah. I didn't know. I was like, vitriolage. You idiot.
But look, it's like we got the brunt of other videos that people have seen of the people talking about it. So it's kind of like, let's say you go into a Starbucks and the barista is rude to you, right? And you don't say anything to the barista, but then you go home and your lady's like, hey, how was your day? Oh my God, could you get off my back? It's like, give that to the barista,
exactly,
fam.
Exactly.
You know?
You're misdirecting.
Yeah, I felt like that's what we got with the clips, and I got a brain teaser for you after you say this.
Okay, so this is just keeping it in the Dave Chappelle thing.
Yeah,
about the thoughts on the dresses or whatever. He also shared his thoughts on the Shay Shay interview. Did you hear about this?
No.
Pretty interesting. I wanted to get your thoughts on this, so I'm going to just read this. This is per the Shade Room, citing a source is what I just did.
All right.
So as the month continues, viral interview with Shannon Sharpe continues to spark conversation, and folks continue to give their opinion. One of the latest to speak about the situation is none other than Dave Chappelle. According to Variety, over the weekend, videos of Dave on stage at D-Ray's Monday Rays at the Hollywood Improv, shout out to my guy Louis Belt, he's the pre-show host on that, made their rounds on social media as he shared his thoughts. In the video, he could be heard saying, "What part of the game is this? He only ethered Negroes." The other word. He didn't say anything about any of these white boys. None of these white boys function like that. Katt is one of the best painters in the game, so why are you drawing ugly pictures of us? Stop. And then he also said, hurt people, but I am a hurt person that never hurt people, and he does it all the time. F this one, and F that one, and F this one. But brother, I didn't hear anything that you did wrong. He didn't do nothing wrong. Katt didn't do nothing wrong. Katt was talking about ish that brothers did to other brothers, but not about anything that brothers did to him. That was pretty much
one, that doesn't sound like he watched the entire interview, because Katt literally started off these stories speaking about what these brothers had done to him.
Right.
With the exception of a few people, of course. However, with that said, I am a man. And I mean that in every sense of the word. When I have a problem with some other man, I speak to the man first. Right. Now, of course, as comedians, if the story is hilarious, I'll take it to the stage after. But it's like, I need to talk to the man. I don't know. I can't confirm or deny if that brother spoke to that brother before he said that or after that, but I do know one thing, and that is there's a reason why you should not record comedy shows, and it's because of things like that. Who knows if after he said that statement,
he could have said something.
He could have said, but I'm just joking. What do I?
Right.
And people are reacting off.
Right, and you know what I'm saying, and he also, I think, in his time on stage referenced that, like, yo, I'm cool with Katt, so I'm not. you know what I'm saying, like giving him the short end of the stick or whatever. But, you know, he was just saying like, and I don't want to say he is echoing what I'm saying, but I kind of had a similar sentiment because it's just like, why when these things, because the video, they're saying that the interview, I think, is the second highest viewed interview on YouTube of all time. Like,
wow.
So it's just crazy. It's like over 50 million
Good for
at
Shannon
that
Sharp,
time.
man.
Like, you see what I'm saying? So it's like, and they even parodied Shannon Sharp on Saturday Night Live. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, but, you know, kind of to echo what, well, I don't want to say echo because I said it last week, but, you know, on the same page of what he's saying, why does it have to be negative towards a bunch of black people? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, why can't, like, I wish that we lived in a world where he could have got that same 50 million views of just telling a bunch of good stories about, you know what I'm saying, all the times he had, you know what I'm saying? But I know that we live in a world where, you know, sometimes negativity wins.
Sometimes. Even,
you know what I'm saying?
Right after that, the Country Wayne's interview was right after Katt Williams.
Shout out, I wanted to shout out to Country Wayne because he followed 50 million burger, like, you know what I'm saying? And his interview was amazing. He gave out so much game. He gave out the blueprint for a lot of the stuff that he's doing. And his interview was positive. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I already was a fan of him, but I'm an even bigger fan of him. I met him just briefly, like, you know what I'm saying, when he was out here, but I just gained so much more just like appreciation. Just I'm just like, yeah, like I like that, like, you know what I'm saying? And it doesn't, and even if it was like a situation where he had to address some people, because he addressed some folks on there, like, but it's just like, it wasn't the bulk of it, it wasn't the highlight of it, like, you know what I'm saying? And even things that he had to address, he addressed it, you know, he addressed them tastefully and then kind of moved on.
I am a Shannon Sharp fan. I'm also a big supporter from the sidelines of Country Wayne. Very great guy from the times I've been around him and the things that I hear people say about him. So I'm always rooting for anybody that looks like me that is succeeding.
Absolutely. And I just love the fact too that, you know, he's just self-made, man. Like the way that he ran it up, and like, I love people that share the game.
Yeah, man.
Like, you know,
it costs you nothing.
Nothing to share the game. And like, you know, his story, like, it's just like when you really listen to it, and he's just really like, and then when you go and like, you know, go and look at his pages and see the massive amount of content that he's putting out, and it's good.
Just
like, you see what I'm saying?
Movie,
and he's had, you know, had his Netflix special, and it's just like, he's not waiting for the opportunities to be bestowed upon him from Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's more or less like, nah, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put myself on and let me tell y'all how I did it. So shout out to him, man. I was just like, I watched the whole thing. That's the reason why I'm definitely starting to give Shannon Sharp his props, because he be having like 2-hour interviews. I be watching the whole thing.
Shannon Sharp is a good time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? So
Shannon
he definitely has you know, he does his thing, you know what I'm saying, as far as, you know, the conversation pieces and all of that. Side note, Mike Epps had made a comment about, did you see that?
Yes.
About the Katt Williams, about the Dave Chappelle thing. And he was like, Dave ain't our comedy daddy.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the video on stage where he's talking about Katt.
So he said, about the stuff just said about, you know, Dave Chappelle saying all that, he basically said, let me just make sure I quote that right, because I want to make sure.
Shout out to Mike Epps, man, friend of the show.
But yeah, I just want to make sure that that's what he said. Dave is not our comedy daddy. WTF.
Hey, first of all, reading that in his voice, I can't hear him saying
exactly. Like, man, get about it.
Yo, Mike Epps, man. Mike Epps is so funny,
Yes,
like
he is.
naturally. Mike Epps is one of those guys, and he's a cool dude. Mike Epps off stage. Mike Epps and Martin Lawrence are very similar off stage. Like on stage, just like, you know what I'm saying, all jumpy and all funny and everything. And then when they get off stage, cool.
Oh, for real?
Like,
just chill?
Cool. Like, so cool. Like, I'm talking about, you ever just walk up to a cool person and they be like, hey, what's up, man? How you doing, man? You good? All right. Cool. Like, just cool.
You know who I think a person like that I always like, that has that cool type demeanor?
Who?
London Brown.
Oh, London.
Just
extremely
like, whatever cool. He's just like, what's up, dude? Like, just never, I've never seen him like too loud, too quiet, just good. All right,
and you know why?
Shout out to London, bro.
Friend of the show. He's a real LA dude, man.
For real.
A lot of, I would say about 95% of the brothers that I met from LA, and by brothers, I'm talking about all Mexicans, white, black. If they're from LA, 95% of them are just cool. Now that other 5.
Oh yeah, you gotta.
What's up with my man?
What's up with your man?
You know what I'm saying?
Fam, wow.
But yeah, London is London also
Cool.
speaks.
James Davis.
James Davis.
Just good energy. Just always hit you with the smile, ask you how you doing. Do you good?
Let me tell you something.
Yes, James Davis, I am.
If James Davis had bodies buried in a graveyard somewhere, you wouldn't know.
You wouldn't know.
Just cool.
That cool.
He's
Cool.
cool.
LA too. LA. You got something with this LA thing.
I'm telling you, bro. I don't be wrong about stuff like that.
You be knowing.
I be knowing.
Spidey senses, man. Definitely good. So how's everything else going?
The brain teaser.
Oh, yeah, give me the brain teaser.
Other day on social media, I started to make this as a video. I still might, but people are so. I'm not gonna say that. But anyway, so the brain teaser.
Nah, man, say it.
People are so dumb. And
But see, I didn't want you to lead with something like that because I don't know if you've been able to tell. And I know these glasses might be throwing you off the scent, but I'm not the smartest book.
What?
And not the sharpest knife in the drawer.
You got
I'm not
6
an
degrees.
idiot. I'm not an idiot, but sometimes I don't be knowing, like, I'm like really good at stuff, but some stuff I be like, that what? Huh? Like I don't be having it. So
But you have a degree in astrophysicism.
I just hope I don't get exposed right now. So let's.
I'm just gonna say before I read this, ladies and gentlemen, you can find anything on the internet to prove your point.
Okay.
Anything. If you say the sky is green, there's a way for you to Google search a way to prove you're correct. So know that. You have to take things with a grain of salt, but sometimes you just got to use your mind.
Yeah.
Now I want you to listen to me.
Okay, I'm listening. I'm tapped in.
I have 9 eggs. I broke 3. I fried 3. I ate 3. How many eggs are left? Now, your first mindset is going to say the number 6, right? That's what you're thinking. That's what you're thinking too, right? Conclusion? 6.
Wait, say it again. Say it again.
Okay.
Run it back.
I have 9 eggs.
I have 9 eggs. Wait, let me say
Okay.
this. I have 9 eggs. So I have 9 eggs. There are 9 eggs in my possession. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So remember that you just said I have 9 eggs.
I have 9 eggs.
I broke 3.
Okay, stop. I broke 3 of these eggs. Okay, gotcha.
I fried 3.
So you didn't give any indication that I fried the eggs that I broke. So I just know that I broke 3 eggs and that I fried 3 eggs.
I ate 3.
And I wouldn't eat 3 eggs that just weren't cooked. Wait, because there's 3 other eggs that haven't been broke or haven't been cooked. And those are there. So I wouldn't eat those.
How many eggs do I have left?
6.
Okay. And your answer is 6 as well.
No.
What's your answer?
9 because he ate 3, but he still has 9. He said, "Shut."
Thank you, conclusion. So you're not, don't feel
Wait,
bad
they
about
didn't
it.
hear at home what he said. Say what he said.
Say what you just said again. Conclusion.
No, you got to say what he said.
He said he has 9 because what?
He ate 3, but he still said he had 9 off jump. Those 3 don't matter.
Exactly. So listen, the statement is, I have 9 eggs. The statement is the answer.
Okay. So
And
then, yeah.
keep listening.
Okay.
I broke 3. I fried 3. I ate 3.
None of that matters because you still have the 9 at the beginning.
Yes,
I got
but
you.
also I broke 3. I fried 3. I ate 3 are the exact same 3 eggs.
So it was a dozen.
It's a dozen eggs that you started with, but none of that even matters. You're just telling the story about how you got to 9 eggs because the statement is, I have 9 eggs. The brain teaser is the fact that you said have instead of had. So when you say something like how many eggs are left, the answer is what you told me. I have 9 eggs.
Did you get that right off the bat?
Immediately.
Man, shut up.
But it's only because I enjoy brain teasers sometimes.
Where did
and
you
I
get
paid
that
attention.
from?
It was on the gram. It was on the shade room.
Dang.
So people
See,
in
I
the
would have
comments,
sat there for a whole day, just going through that, not getting it, and just frustrating myself.
Well, here's the thing. The word problems that I'm great at the brain teasers that I'm great at are word problems. If you were to give me, like, I can look at punctuation and grammar and really pay attention. Because a lot of times people will correct something when reading it because we're so used to people writing incompetently. Right. It's like, he said would, he meant to say was, so I'm gonna just correct it. Like, that's what people do.
Right.
So with word problems, I'm really great at looking at the wording.
But numbers, you trash?
Oh my God. Oh my God.
You're not good at it?
Oh my God.
I think I'm probably better at the numbers. I think numbers are probably, so we'll find some brain teasers for numbers, and I'll come in.
Oh, I'm not doing them.
No, but I'm saying I'll come in and I'll be laughing at you like, the number was 14.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not gonna do
You're not
it.
even gonna mess with it?
I know my strength.
You know your limitation?
Oh yeah.
All right.
So I made the comment, and then people were just like, "Oh, this dude don't know math," and then everybody was coming in. Actually, you don't know math because it's this, and somebody else came in. It's not about math.
It's a
guys.
word.
Exactly.
And that's what I was saying. Oh, so I was trying to make it a math problem, but it was.
But here's the
easily.
kicker. The kicker is, back to my original point. A young lady came on 2019. Edward Johnson posted this, and he said the answer is 6. And I'm like, first of all,
So that's people going on the internet.
people could just find anything to
But
cite
see,
that
and
story.
I think, what do you think about this though? Do you think that the internet has ruined or helped common debates amongst folks? Because back in the day, if you have an argument, like say we're arguing sports, like there's really no tangible way to find out what we're saying. But now we have the internet, but now there's so much false information on the internet too. So you know what I'm saying? Do you think like it helps arguments more or hurts them?
It does a bit of both. It completely debunks a lot of arguments because when I was a kid, I remember somebody telling me, "You know, that's not the original Undertaker. The other Undertaker died." And you like, what? And you got to believe it until you get the internet.
Was it, so what was the truth? Was it the same guy the whole time?
The truth is, it was the same guy the whole time. Now, the difference is they had a fake Diesel. So after Scott Hall and Kevin Nash left the WWE in the 90s, they actually hired Kane and another brother to play these characters. So they were the fake versions of Diesel and Razor Ramon.
Oh yeah, you super into wrestling too?
Oh, you are?
Yeah, he's really a wrestling guy.
What are you doing, Royal Rumble? Man, you come to the crib, watch the Royal Rumble, man. I'm having something at the crib, man.
Hey, man,
Wrestling fans. Sorry.
Trust
Real
me.
fans, like,
Y'all do.
if you weren't a real fan, I wouldn't invite you. Like, it's
You
real.
nerds. Wrestling fans only. Okay. I'll be over here with the cool guys.
Okay. Y'all watch the wrestling. I'm over here getting boxed.
You know what I'm saying? I'm out here doing real nigga time. You understand that? What y'all eating over there though?
Hey, I heard of this spot. So you know Mark next door.
Yeah.
Mark had TK Kirkland on their show a couple weeks ago, and they ordered this stuff called well, I can't say the name because they're not paying us, but they ordered
Just say the name, because now I'm hungry.
Prince Street Pizza.
How was it?
I didn't eat it because I've been trying to do my thing, but all month I'm like, yo, when a Royal Rumble comes, I'm ordering that pizza, and it looked so buttery and cheesy, and it had all these different pepperonis. I was like, I'm getting that. So I ain't had no pizza all month, and I'm having pizza that day. Boy.
When's Royal Rumble?
Saturday.
Oh, but what about your whole month of no?
Pizza is not under any of those. I just haven't done the pizza because I know I still shouldn't be eating a lot of bread, cheese, and meat.
So let's go. Let's talk about because we're both on our fitness journeys.
By the way, the comments are crazy, bro.
What is
I
it?
read a comment on our YouTube. YouTube been doing this thing with the live premieres, and there was like, "Hey, CT had baby mama jeans on or something." And this is to throw you under the bus real quick. Do you see the difference in our leg sizes? And you come to me the disrespect. I'm sorry about that. You didn't deserve it.
I did nothing to deserve this.
You caught a straight. I can't believe
Y'all sitting here, my mouth was open. I'm over here like, I did nothing to you.
you've done nothing. I'm sorry about that.
I noticed it last episode. I was gonna say something to you, conclude like you gotta do something in post. Goddammit, who are you working for here? You won't be working at all. You make me look good. You understand that? How you make his thighs look like? Oh, he just walked in here with his thighs looking like that. Get out of here and find somewhere else to work.
Yo.
It takes Skinny McGee with you. Anybody can get it. You understand that?
I noticed that.
I seen it too. I was like, we got to do something about
boy.
this. Legs is spread.
You can't be this funny, bro.
Legs just doing what they want to do.
Legs spread.
But I seen it though. I was just like, yo, this is the messed up part though. Because he kept doing different angles. The up top wasn't half bad. The bottom was like, yo, my man. Yo, my man.
No, boy. If you get any funnier, we got to take you out. You on PEDs, bro. This is crazy.
But where are we at? So where are we at? How was this week fitness-wise? How many times you work out? All that good stuff.
Believe it or not, are you ready for this? I'm not even joshing you, my boy.
Bye-bye.
I'm not even joshing you. The last day, today is Monday. I haven't been in the gym since Tuesday.
Oh, I thought it was just me. Okay, cool.
However,
okay,
I have lost even more weight.
I found it.
Bro, I got on the scale today. I was like, oh.
You lost it. I was like, oh, here you go.
What's up with you?
I don't know, man. I feel like I need to get off of the roller coaster of it all. Like, it just needs to stop being a great weight loss week or just a what are you doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? A gain. And I don't know. Like, I didn't work out, but I ate bad. And I don't want to come off like the bitter X to Ozempic. I don't want to be Ozempic's bitter X.
Yeah.
I don't want to be out here just spreading, false fallacies about this thing. But what I can say is when I first started it, I really couldn't eat anything. I would get ill if I tried to eat. And then even if I could eat, it was very, very small amount.
Wow.
And I was working out, like, you know what I'm saying? I think they give you something that makes you want to work, gives you energy and stuff.
Okay.
So I was working out too. So it was like, and the weight was flying off. But then like now that I don't have it, I'm just having like ridiculous cravings. You know where I went to 3 times last week?
Where?
Wiener Schnitzel. Chili dogs. All beef.
That sounds
but like I've been having cravings for chili dogs. Like this isn't something that I had. You know what I'm saying? This isn't something that I had been doing. So it wasn't a great week for me. Probably gained about 4, I think. Probably gained about 4. So
okay, 4 is great because you could drop that immediately.
Yeah, I just I want to. I don't know, man. I just want to. This also brings me to the other thing I wanted to talk about. First, tell me about. So you just saying that you basically didn't work out essentially, but you still lost some weight. What was your diet on point?
Yeah, I haven't eaten.
What type of stuff you been eating?
The reason I hadn't been in the gym wasn't even purposely to be this long because I love going to the gym. Once my schedule is messed up, which is why I live on a calendar, is once my schedule and routine is messed up, everything's out of whack. So last Tuesday, I'd done the gym, and then that Wednesday morning, I had a package come too early. So I had to wake up, go get the package, and then I went to the gym because I had my gym clothes on, but I was in the car and I was like, I'm not really up yet.
Go back home and lay down.
And that's what I did. I went home and lay down.
Right.
And my leg was kind of hurting too, not because of me straining anything in the gym, even though I've been doing legs, but your body lets you know when you're eating poorly.
Oh, yeah.
And I was having a pain in my leg, and I was like, all right, well, I know what that means. I need to start eating all plant-based this week. So I was eating plant-based from Wednesday until last night. Pain completely gone, soreness.
What do you think it was? Like maybe some inflammation?
Probably. It was just like my leg was hurting. I was like, up, let me make sure I
really? And then you just started eating different, and then it
all the
better.
pain goes away.
Really?
Pain goes away. You start feeling better. You start feeling lighter. And then last night, I was so hungry, but I was like, I can't let too much time go by before I eat. So I ordered my food, and I ate no later than like 6:37.
Okay.
And then the food digested, and I woke up today and I was 3.5 pounds lighter, but I also hadn't weighed myself yesterday.
Well, you still down. So how far are you away from whatever your goal is? I know you don't.
Oh, the goal?
Whatever your goal is.
It's going to be a minute before the goal is there.
But you 3 pounds closer.
I'll just say this. I've been ordering a lot of new jeans.
Hey, man, good for you, man. Yeah. This leads me into the second thing that I want to talk about because I found myself dealing with this last week. And sometimes, how I'm dealing with things mentally has an effect on how I deal with things externally.
Right.
Right. So I wanted to talk to you about the path of happiness, just the state of being happy. Because what I've noticed is in life sometimes, it's just that I can look back at different moments in my life. So let's just, for this part of the conversation right now, right, let's just focus in on weight. Let's just say that part of my life, right? So it's just like, I've always had a goal that I was aspiring to get to. Even when I was as small as that picture that we talked about last week, I still was like 30 pounds away from that. So even though there were times where I was almost 486 and just huge, almost 500 pounds, like I never hit a point where I was like, yes, this is the pinnacle point of what I aspired when I began this journey.
Okay.
And so what I'm saying is I'm finding it difficult in a lot of the areas in life just to find happiness in where it is right now. Like it always seems like, 'cause I feel like that in physical, I feel like that in career, I feel like that in romantic relationships. Like I'll be happy once I find a wife, or I'll be happy once I book a bigger TV show, or you know what I'm saying, just whatever these things. And like I've had things that I wanted or things that I visualized, and then when I got those things, I didn't necessarily feel happy. Like I've had a point where I was making massively amounts more money than whatever I make, presently. And it was like, I wasn't necessarily happy then. And so I'm just looking at, do you view happiness as like a linear thing? Like it's just, you find happiness in the days that you do, or is it just like, because I think my false thinking about it always makes out like I'm a happiness destination person. Like the happiness will only exist once I get to the destination. And I think that ruins it for me being happy. And it brought me to the conclusion over the weekend, like, Nick, bro, do you even on the very smallest baseline know how to be happy? And I don't know if I do, because I'm always looking for something else versus what I got. So how do you feel about just happiness and just as a whole and capturing it?
I'll be honest with you, man. I used to be similar to you where I was like, oh, destination happiness. And then I reached so many destinations where I was like, I thought this would feel different, Lee. So now I am a journey person. I enjoy the journey. Like I got in the truck earlier today and I was like, thank you, God. Just being able to just drive and come do this show. I know I'm gonna laugh. I know I'm gonna have a good time. I know that after this, I get a chance to just breathe. Like just even breathing in right then. I'm grateful for life because so many people aren't able to live.
So, but how do you get there in the moments on a daily basis? Is it just like maybe right before you set, like you just have an intention to like say things like, I think like you've been good, like big on gratitude lists, like stuff like
Tangerine.
that.
Tangerine does all that.
Right. But like, so like, do you just, before you start your day, just be like, yeah, but I mean, in your own way, that is a sort of a gratitude list. You're just not writing it down. You're just taking a moment,
verbally saying,
looking at what's going on.
But also you got to think, like for me to answer your question, it came from loss. It came from the loss of my father in 2017 to where I was like, oh, wow, I lost someone that created me. I lost a man that I've known my whole life.
Right.
He's gone. He's not coming back. I only have these amount of people that I love as my family. And then a lot of them started to pass away. And it's like, man, I really got to appreciate everybody that's in my life while they're in my life and tell them how much I love them and just be grateful to be able to walk on your own accord.
Right.
Being able to, I moved, Tangerine got me a space heater for the man cave. And I moved the space heater last night, just like a couple inches. And as I was going to reach for it, I looked at the man cave and I was like, thank you, God, like just for this home and a place to stay and all of the things that I'm just grateful for and all of the people, you know what I mean? Right. And I was like, man, dope boy. I was thinking about you for a second ago. I was like, man, I love where we are in our friendship, where it's like, man, this dude is no longer stressing me out. This dude,
they got to pull a 38 on him.
He's great. It's a great time doing the show. I'm glad to have the show back. just so many different things that you speak and you realize how grateful you are is how you do it. It's like, look at your glasses.
Yeah.
Thank God you have glasses when you don't want to wear your contacts. It starts as small as that.
I got contacts now.
Don't you?
No, I
you
don't have
just have
contacts.
glasses.
Those are just glasses.
Oh, well, we got to change that. You out here. So Pig in the City 3 follows the journey. This time we bring horses in. What are we doing? Yeah,
Horses in?
Go see the movie.
But no, man, I think that there's definitely a lot of credence to what you're saying, because it's just, even goes back to the, back when we were doing the podcast before, what I'm saying, back in 2021, back how I would process comments. Like I would always go to the negative comments and just be like, why don't they like me as a human being? Versus with 40 of them, like, yo, Doe's funny, Doe's this, like, and it's just like, I think it's just putting your mind to where the overall positivity is. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, just staying there. And I don't know. I'm just finding I don't know. I just lost my complete thought of what
it's also like, like when you look at that and you look at your life and you look at these things and you're like, wow, look how far we've come.
Right.
Look how, and now I'll tell you about this about comments. Delete them.
Yeah.
Anybody say something crazy to me, it's gone.
Yeah, block them too. Like,
come on, man. My day's better.
Nah, and that's what I'm saying. That's just, and that's what I'm just learning how just finding the happiness in just every day. Like, what I'm saying? Like, a part of me used to always be like, man, I had 939 days of sobriety at one point and I lost it. Now I'm just like, bro, I got 154. Like, that's so
amazing.
huge to me. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Imagine doing something for 154 days.
Exactly. And
that's what you're doing.
Exactly. And it just feels so much better. And so like, and even with, and sometimes other people's perception of you is different than your perception of yourself.
Always.
Which is crazy. Like, what I'm saying? We had a little event here at the studio, over the weekend, and I sent one of my, a friend of mine, like, what I'm saying? I was just showing them the studio, whatever. And like, with me, like, I just be like in my head or just, whatever. And it was like, I hadn't seen him in a while. I was like, yo, man, what you been up to? I'm just like, man, I'm just, I'm really just trying to make 2024 a year where, I get a win. Like, I'm saying? I get some success. He was just like, what you mean 2024 get a win success? What I could tell you, been winning and been having success. Like, you doing this now, but you were doing this then. And he even started like naming off some of my stuff to a point where I was just like, that's crazy. Like, I wasn't even looking at it like that. I was just looking at everything I didn't have. And somebody that's not even me could see the things that I did. So I just think that it's just really about the thing. You're going to get more of what you focus on.
Yeah. You've been winning, in my opinion, since consistently. Well, you've been winning since 2008. Consistently winning since 2013.
It's been 10 years, a decade.
Yeah, man.
You've been winning since about 07.
Oh, brother.
Boy.
I've been winning a long time.
Long time. When you bring it back to Misadventures of CT, man?
You know what's funny?
I love that show. Like, you was ahead of your time on the sketch stuff back there, man. Like,
it was fun, man. It was a different time. I was a different person. I was like this young kid that was just like, the one thing that I missed from old me was not waiting or caring about other people's opinion. Like, my thing was, I wanted auditions back then. I was like, I want to kiss the girl. You know what I mean? And I was never getting those auditions because if people don't see you as a leading man or they don't see you as you're handsome enough to kiss the girl, you'll never get those roles. And I'm not letting another person's opinion first of all, the word, I won't say the word, but it's like, often I've said to you since I've known you, it was like, hey man, I get B's. You know what I mean? And not calling them that. I'm just like, you say that as a blanket word.
Right.
But I remember talking to Jackson McQueen.
Shout out to Jackson, friend of the potty.
We're not calling it the potty.
We're going to call it the potty.
Friend of the show. So Jackson was like, yeah, man, a lot of times I have these headshots because these casting directors see me a certain way. Mm-hmm. He's like, I was taking headshots where I was looking smooth and sexy and they didn't see me as that guy. Mm-hmm. So he started taking pictures with like his eyes bugged or looking wacky, and he started getting all of this work, which is great. Right. But it still didn't take away the fact that in his personal life, he was still getting B's, right?
Right.
So I realized that and I was like, you know what, Hollywood, place me wherever you think I belong. But as long as I know and remember I get B's, I can take that money and fund a project where I get B's.
Facts.
So yeah.
No, I've always felt that way. I mean, and as a big dude, like, you know what I'm saying, I always hated the fact that the big dude never gets to be the heartthrob. Like coming up in the game, like, you know what I'm saying, my heroes was Heavy D. Like Heavy D to me was just everything, because he was just a big dude, but he was so cool. He was so
cool.
fly. He had all the ladies.
Yeah.
He could dance better than the small dudes. I just remember coming up just like, man, this is the guy. But like you even said, like, you know what I'm saying, like in movies, like you never see the big guy like be the heartthrob. And like I'm telling you, bro, growing up as a fat dude, like I would just say growing up as an overweight individual in general, it will thwart the way you look at life. Like it genuinely had me thinking, because of this, of what I am at a young age, which was overweight, I'll never be able to get the girl. That's why, like, even as a young age, I was like, man, I got to get a talent, a skill, something to trade. I'm never going to be able to compete. But I knew that at 12.
I knew it at 10 when
you see what I'm saying?
Professor came out. It was this girl. This is back when you couldn't say, hey, let me know how we'll FaceTime each other.
Right.
I was on the phone with her, and we both watched the Nutty Professor at the exact same moment. Like we pressed play at the same time on the tape. And during the movie, remember when he was getting roasted by Dave Chappelle? And he came, dropped her off, and then it was raining, and he took the newspaper off his head and was just like, let the rain hit me.
Yeah.
That hurt to watch, right? Because I was chubby as a kid. And at that time, she was like, oh, he's so cute. And I was like, this is how crazy my mind is and how I see myself. Is I was like, does she think I'm cute because I'm chubby? Or does she think that I'm cute because I'm cute?
Wow.
That's how my mind works.
I remember getting a bunch of backhanded compliments like that back in the day. Like, oh my God, you're so cute for a big dude. Like, it would just, let me tell you one of the, this is just, I'll never forget. This was 8th grade. I went to in middle school. This just show you how like you can just get thrown off. Like I remember it like everything. Like I just remember. So in any event, go to a dance. Mind you, I'm already the fat kid. Like I don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like at this point in my life, like I'm not a gangster, so I can't really hang with the gangsters. I'm not a nerd.
You said it as if at this point you're a gangster.
You know I come from a street background, black boy. You know I'm in the street with these hammers playing with toys. You understand that? Not no talking truck. You understand this?
Not no talking truck. I'm sorry.
So I'm not hanging with the gangsters. I'm not a nerd, so I'm not in that crowd. I'm not a jock, you know what I'm saying? So, you know what I mean? Like I'm rapping, but I ain't good yet. Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like I'm already in this weird paradox of I don't really know where I fit in. Like, you know what I'm saying? I hadn't, like, you know, maybe I was class clownish a little bit, but just didn't really have an identity. And I'm fat. So I'm not getting no play, whatever. So long story short, it's the dance. It's the 8th grade dance, like, and everything's going on, like, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And this was a different day. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nowadays, I don't know. I haven't been to the club or whatever, but this was a day like when, and you probably remember this, you know, when you used to go to dances. Like when people would be dancing, it would be like a freak train, so to speak. It'd be like everybody's back to back to back to back to back. And like, you know what I'm saying? And you didn't really have to go up to a girl and that, like if she's just kind of dancing and there's nobody behind her, you just go up behind her and, hey, now I'm doing this with you and we're dancing together. So I'm seeing her and like everybody's dancing, whatever. And there was this dude named Martwan, and I used to just hate him because he used to just pick on me so much. He would always go out of his way to pick on me, right? And her name is Shannon, whatever. Since I'm dropping names now, whatever. Her name is Shannon, right? And so I couldn't fight him though because he was a street dude. Like I couldn't fight him, like, and you know, whatever. And so he like, was getting toward the end of the dance, right? And so, you know, I hadn't really gotten to a dance or whatever. Nothing had really happened, whatever. So he's dancing with her and he's freaking her from behind or whatever, right? He's doing his thing. But then like some other girl comes and like takes him and like, so he moves off her. So I'm like, now this is my chance. So I go up and so she sees that nobody's behind her and she just kind of just keeps dancing or whatever. So I go up behind her and so she kind of like goes with it for the first couple things. She was like, whose belly is that on my back? And said it so loud. And then Martwan turned around like, oh, hell no, look at Fat Tony over here. And pointed at me and everybody just turned around. and starts laughing.
No.
And just like, why would you think you can freak Shannon? And I just remember just like stopping and just like feeling so like, why is this happening? Like, and I know, and she just kind of, and like, I don't think she meant it with any spite or just meanness, but she just, felt that stomach on her back. And so like, she even kind of gave me that look like, I hate it was you. And bruh, like it was just, and this was like the 8th grade dance. So like, this is just the last note. This is just like the end of the movie. Like that's what everybody was going. And I just remember him being over there like, oh, they look at Fat Tony. I was just
whatever happened to Martwan?
I don't know. I think because I ended up moving out of the area because I went to high school the next year, and then I ended up moving to a total new area. But I'm pretty sure he's
in prison.
Absolutely, yeah, or just in the streets heavily because he was.
If he was in them streets,
he was fighting everybody. Like
somebody fought back.
But no, man, like coming up in the game, man, as a fat dude, like it'll really have you rethinking how you look at yourself. And then I like find out like 30, 40 years, just even in regular life, it still has an effect on how I look at myself. In that
regard, time is linear in that regard because you're still that kid. There's a bar from Childish Gambino at the end of the Camp album where he was embarrassed by he had a summer crush and he told her how he felt about her on the last day as they're driving back to school on the school bus, and he told her how he felt and she didn't respond, right? And then he was like, oh, it's kind of awkward. And he fell asleep. And after he fell asleep, there was a girl who had been picking on him all year. And as he woke up on the bus, everybody's at the pickup point. All the kids are getting off the bus. The girl that was sitting next to him, he had the feelings for, left the bus. And he's like, oh, okay. And then he sees the girl that always teases him. And she got up and looked at him and she said, Destiny. Which meant that the girl he liked told her what happened. And he was like, man, I didn't even know that you knew her or were friends with her. And he was like, a lot of people would say, you probably grow past that. And now that you're a man, he's like, the point is, I've never gotten off that bus.
Bruh, wow.
So he's still that kid.
You carry it with you. Like, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Even like later in life, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, even like when I was getting... It's like when I was showing you those pictures, like it was so weird to me to look at myself like that. Like, you know what I'm saying? To go into Macy's and buy regular size clothes. Like even in a crazy way, it was almost like I wasn't comfortable and like I needed to get out of that and get back to being big because I was comfortable. I don't want that to sound like a cop out.
No, that's
like,
real.
No, man, I just did it because I would. No, I mean like, I gained weight, whatever it is, what it is. But I think subconsciously that there was something happening like,
you stay where you're comfortable and familiar.
Exactly. Because I think I was starting to get like attention in a way. It was like, it was starting to be
because
wild.
The majority of women like smaller guys.
Yeah.
You list the Heavy D's is because Heavy D was an exception to the rule. And to be quite honest, I don't even think he was an exception to the rule. I think that a lot of women were probably like, oh, he's a teddy bear. And maybe
they always hit you with that.
Connected with them one-on-one, he was able to get further with girls. But just off face value, I don't think he was getting the box like that. And
no, Heavy D was getting the box like that.
Yeah, he's not here. To give you the example, when it comes to sketches or movies, you can hire women to make you look like the man. So what that does is it creates a perception of how people see you. So then you become the guy, oh, he get girls because all these girls that people want seem to want you.
So are you saying like kind of like with Biggie, like how Biggie kind of was just like the Drake in the... You know what I'm saying? But he almost leaned into...
the ugliest ever, however.
You've been going into these impersonations pretty good.
I appreciate it.
You did... where were we at? I think we were at your house and you were doing something. I think we were playing Werewolf and you ended up sounding like Charlie Murphy. And it was like... I was like, yo, this is great. Then you kind of leaned into it a little bit.
Go down there and get that buddy.
Yeah. So, what else was I just going to say? No, but
no. No, I'm sorry.
Wrong. But whatchamacallit? Yeah, I do think that it does carry with us, and it's just crazy, man. I don't know. I think I don't know. I mean, I might need to, see a therapist.
Ain't no therapist gonna help that, bro. Here's the thing, because I shouldn't have said that. There are therapists that can help you get through a lot of your issues. The thing that nobody can help you get through is how you see yourself.
That's the thing.
Except you.
That's the thing. That's
I've
That's
been
the
back
goal.
smaller into regular size pants, and I'm like, wow, I want more of this. You know what I mean? So it's like you can do anything that you tell yourself you can do. And when it comes to these girls, remember that dance and you putting your belly on her back and get to even be a better version. Don't look at how you were. Any old picture I see of myself, I looked at a picture of myself when I was like 21, and it was the smallest that I had been, and I had like ab outlines, right?
Oh wow!
I had the ab
Like
outlines.
the ones like the trail to downstairs.
It wasn't the trail.
Okay.
It was up top.
Oh, okay.
The ab lines up top.
Gotcha.
And I had like my shoulders were like carved out kind of. And I looked at that picture and I was like, oh my God. If I knew then what I know now about weights and working out, I'd have been way better than this then.
I be having conversations with myself like that all the time. I'd be like, if 20 years ago I just would have said I want to, you know what I'm saying?
But that's my point of bringing it up.
Right.
I saw that picture and said, if I knew then what I know now, now what I know, I can be the monster that I want to be. I could be a better version of this picture. So I'm saying that to you, don't get so lost in how you looked. Be focused on how you want to look.
That's what I would do, man. I'm gonna stay focused. I think as time goes on and I start to fall in love with this journey, it would just become funner.
And take this. You said something earlier about what you want to do and you're gonna do this. Change it to I'm doing this.
Right.
Not I want. I want places things down the line.
Or when you say I'm trying. To try is to fail is what they say.
I ain't trying nothing. I'm doing, bro.
Yo, I wanted to see your thoughts on this. This is a very polarizing subject, and I really want to hear what your thoughts would be on this.
Can't wait.
Hold on 1 second. So, I'm pretty sure you know about this because I'm pretty sure you probably did a video about it or something. But hold on 1 second. Let me pull it up. So remember the brick lady?
Yes,
that young lady that had said that she had gotten hit with a brick and brothers didn't do nothing to protect her. She said, for what she alleged, was that a brother had hit her with a brick because he had asked her for her phone number and she said no, and so he hit her with a brick.
Right.
It ended up going super viral. And hold on, let me find the video so I can let the people speak for themselves. Sorry, I had it marked, but then essentially they have a warrant for her arrest now. Whew. For theft by deception. So basically it was found out, they found the video footage of, okay, y'all, I ain't gonna pull this up. So basically they found the video footage of what happened. It didn't happen the way that she said it. What ended up happening was she hit the person first and they had a water bottle and they, you know what I'm saying, they threw a water bottle at her. It wasn't a brick. So she allegedly made the whole thing up, started GoFundMe. And this was the second time she had done this because she had a few years ago, she had did another thing, another situation, claiming somebody had, you know what I'm saying, put hands on her or whatever, and she had raised some money. So she did it again this time, raised over $40,000. And then what ended up kind of like tipping people off was because after the incident happened and her GoFundMe's blowing up, then she's off in Mexico, Cancun, just spinning the bread, just, you know what I'm saying? And just, you know, and somebody like one of these internet detectives looked into it, looked up the police report, you know, reported her, and now there's an active warrant out for her arrest for what she did. What are your thoughts?
First thought, you said the person, and it was a water bottle. Was it still a man?
It was still a guy. Still a guy.
So that eliminates all of this because a man still hit her.
Right.
That is not. That's no bueno, no matter what.
Right.
So in that regard, I'm very sorry for this sister. Now, what you're talking about after that, wait, she got hit before the first time as well? The first time she was hurt by a man?
That's what she was saying. There was another situation. I don't want to misquote everything.
Okay, so we don't even talk about that one if you can.
Okay, well, yeah.
So for this one,
we'll talk about this one.
She said she was hit by a brick she was hit by a brick from a man.
By a man.
And it turned out to be a water bottle, but it's still a man. So the man is still wrong for hurting her, no matter if she hit him first. Okay. On side of that, the separate subject of hearing her do this GoFundMe, and she takes this money to do all these trips. Did she say what the money was for?
For medical bills and
bills. So if she said the money was for medical bills, did she show that she ever paid them?
No.
So she just went on trips.
That's what the gist of what's happening is. Now, I really want to just play what they said, just because, the last thing I want to do is, here it goes right here. So here, let's let them say it. Oops, here we go. I'm gonna let them say it.
Earlier today, that Miss Osmond, that Brick Lady was planning to surrender and turn herself in because she's wanted for theft in Harris County. We were contacted by the new Black Panther Nation and Quanell X because he was contacted by her for help and to arrange the surrender. So it was our understanding that that was supposed to happen at 3:45 today. You can see right now that time has passed. And as we arrived here at Houston Police Headquarters today, we got another alert that Miss Osmond, Brick Lady, is a no-show. She decided to not surrender. I spoke with Candace Matthews, part of the new Black Panther Nation, and she told me that they had an agreed meeting location today. They were supposed to be meeting with Brick Lady and then bringing her to surrender at Houston Police Headquarters, but they say she didn't show up. She didn't provide an
Okay, so that's that.
Man,
and then I want
shout out to the Panthers being back.
So yeah, so that's basically. But the point of what I'm saying, but this is what was proven to be not true. You said a man asked you for your number, you said no, and then he hit you. That did not.
That's
happen.
a lie, right?
That is a lie. So that's really the question of what happened, because it's like, why is it that there never seems to be any type of penalty when a woman will try to put allegations upon a person and then they're said to be not true or whatever, then it's just like, we just go back to whatever. Like, you see what I'm saying? My biggest thing is, like, you don't know how many people you might have gotten arrested by saying that, how many black men, you're giving out a description, and then us as black men, then we get all on defense. Then when police are coming up to us, you fit the description because you just gave a description of a black man. Now they looking for somebody that supposedly hit you with a brick. That's not the truth of what it is. Then then people, then you get all this outrage from people because people, like you say, they go off the clickbait of things, and then they, oh my God, and then you get all these people angry, and you're doing that it's like, to black men, it's like they will make us look terrible. It's like, think about that. Think about how many innocent people are in prison because somebody lied on them. Listen. And I feel like if you got the gumption and the unmitigated gall to put that on somebody, to threaten someone's freedom, well, then your freedom should be eradicated from you, because that's what you were trying to take from somebody else, right?
I could not have said it better, brother. This has been an incredible episode.
Did we hit the hour yet?
We've been hit the hour.
When did we hit the hour? How did you?
Well, gotta get out.
Yeah.
Anyway, what do you have coming up, man?
I'm gonna hit the gym this week.
That's what's up.
What you got going?
Royal Rumble on their ass, boy. It's coming. WWE. Shout out, friends of the show.
Who you rooting for? Who's the guy?
Man, it's way too long.
I was about to say Ultimate Warrior, but Ultimate Warrior passed away, right?
Thank y'all for watching Justice League, man. Turn the camera off.
Next week. No, I didn't want to be rude. I wanted to, you know what I'm saying?